Hi, my name is Denis Denisenko. In this video, I'll explain what a digital fingerprint is and how to check it. Every website wants to know as much as possible about its visitors. Since direct tracking is prohibited, websites try to identify users using additional parameters that aren't directly linked to a person's identity. For example, they analyze information about the device, browser, and connection used to visit a specific website. The combination of this data is called a fingerprint or a digital fingerprint. Collecting this data is called fingerprinting. A fingerprint includes many parameters. For example, user agent, IP and data, canvas, time zone, fonts, extensions, plugins, and others. In total, more than 50 parameters. Individually, this data won't help identify a user. For example, millions of people worldwide use an Asus laptop and the Chrome browser. But the combination of these parameters helps form a unique fingerprint. The digital fingerprint itself looks like a set of numbers and letters. You can see an example on your screens. At the same time, each resource independently decides which parameters to analyze to form a browser fingerprint. Websites collect digital fingerprints of their users to, first of all, protect users from fraud. For example, if the system sees from the fingerprint that a user is visiting from an unusual location or device, it might suspect the account was hacked. As a result, the account might be frozen and the user sent instructions on how to regain access. Secondly, to combat fake users, for example, if an affiliate marketer doesn't change their digital fingerprint and tries to create several Facebook accounts at once from one browser, at some point, the social network will block it. Third, to show ads. Digital fingerprint data, location, language, pages visited, and so on can be used by a site to show ads or pass to other sites. Alas, this information can be used against you. For example, if a marketplace sees you visiting an elite resort's website, it might automatically raise the price of an item just for you. How can you tell if a website is analyzing your fingerprint? Digital fingerprints are collected by all major websites, advertising platforms, search engines, and social networks. However, no notification that the site is collecting fingerprints will be shown. Is it legal to collect fingerprints? Unlike cookies, which can be collected without user consent, there are currently no such requirements for digital fingerprints. The actual collection of fingerprints is not regulated in any way. How can you change your digital fingerprint? The best way to mask a fingerprint depends on your tasks and goals. This can be done manually. To do this, you need to manually replace or disable most of the data that makes up the fingerprint. For example, delete cookies before starting a new session, or disable Flash or JavaScript. Then websites won't be able to analyze the data that makes up your digital fingerprint, like fonts, disabling Canvas, for instance, with Canvas blocker, or changing the time zone or language. The advantage of this method is that it's free and usually doesn't require any third-party software. However, you'll have to regularly spend time changing your fingerprint. Moreover, since websites are constantly increasing the volume of data they analyze, a user might not account for all vulnerabilities, meaning websites can still recognize them and their real fingerprint. You can also change your fingerprint using an anti-detect browser. These are special programs that allow you to spoof your digital fingerprint and connection. You can set up your fingerprint yourself or get a ready-made one in an anti-detect browser. The main advantage of these browsers is that they completely solve the issue of fingerprint replacement. All top anti-detect browsers do a great job of spoofing the fingerprint, so users usually look at cost, convenience, and extra features. How to check a browser fingerprint? To evaluate how well you've protected your digital fingerprint, use special scanners. They analyze information about the browser and connection, then provide the results. Let's look at an example of one of the checkers, Pixel Scan, a popular and quite accurate scanner for checking digital fingerprints. It's often used to check the quality of fingerprints made in anti-detect browsers. Here you can already understand from the item's data what the problem might be. But it's important to understand that if your personal browser, not Dolphin Anti, shows the same errors, then the problem is with the device itself. If Pixel Scan shows green on the device, but some or all items are red in the anti-detect browser, here's the explanation. You are using Chrome version. If this item is red, then you likely have old or incorrect user agents on your profile. Try updating the user agent in the profile settings. Just click on the circle with two arrows next to the user agent field or change the latest user agent data to the current ones. For example, as you see now on your screen. Detection location. Most likely it's a proxy issue. They're either low quality, leaking the IP, or they're blocked, flagged on many sites and block lists. Your IP looked same as in the previous point, fingerprint. Most often the checker doesn't like the device's font specifically. While using the device, they might have been changed or added to. The best option is to reset them to factory settings. We remind you that for all new users, we have a 20% discount on the first payment with the promo code YouTube. With a one-time payment for any annual plan, you get an automatic discount of 40%. Don't forget to comment on the manuals and also subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the bell so you don't miss the latest updates and project news. We thank you for watching.